back.
Here's how it goes. You guys know I love sports. I love them so much. I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down, we get fewer and fewer games. And the sports just aren't sportsing like I want them to. But FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I'm in the mood, because all I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime. And this summer, FanDuel's hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right, there's something for everyone every day all summer long. Just head over to FanDuel.com/UCSS and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball and the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Let's jump right into some baseball here, baby. Let's get to it. The Guardians have won 7 in a row. They are a season-high 25 games over 500. They have the best winning percentage now in all of baseball. In the last week, they have passed first the Orioles, then the Yankees, and last night with a win, they passed the Phillies for the best winning percentage in all of baseball, guys. And they've won this 7 in a row against good teams. Yeah. It started with Seattle, who's pretty good. Then they swept Toronto, who's okay. And now they've taken the first 2 out of 3 against Baltimore, who, in my opinion, on paper is the best team in the American League. On paper. But you don't win games on paper, guys. You win games on the field. And the Guardians winning more than anybody else.
They are the best team. I'm not going to come in here and play,
it's a good story.
Analyst. Yeah. We'll wait till the summer hits and wait till we. No. Right now, today, the Guardians are the best team in baseball, and it's not close. It's not close. They got multiple people on their team that are playing like studs. And I love watching. I go watch the game, and then I like to watch the rewind, right, on YouTube. And the way that they talking about Tanner Bybee, they talking about him like he the next coming.
Yeah, he's been lights out for the
past couple of games.
Yeah. You look at they talking about Quan like, hey, listen, when he comes up to bat, guess what? That's going to be hit automatically. José Ramírez is clutch. He's hitting home runs. They got power. They're getting their pitching together. They're finding guys like Freeman to make plays. He's never even been in the outfield, never really done that before. Rocchio's making some nice plays with the gloves. And right now, I'm going to just keep it real. They are the most exciting team to watch. They have the most exciting brand. They got the best uniforms. And right now, they're putting it together against the best teams. It was a pivotal series against the Blue Jays, swept them. It's looking like it's going to be a sweep against Baltimore. They came back yesterday to get 10 runs on the board. I love that. Jeez. And guess what? They got an opportunity to play the Royals and totally get them off the map. They're like 8 games ahead of them. They can put them away.
I think 9.
Even more. I think it's 9 and 10. Yeah, 9 up on Minnesota, 10 up. They're 10 up in the loss column over Minnesota, which is where you – I mean, they've –
32 games
it's like
back.
I'd say they have a 90% chance or higher, maybe 95% chance of winning the division. They'd have to have an all-time collapse to not win the division.
Yeah,
I don't see any way that happens. They're playing – and by the way – it's not like in the past where, every other team in this division sucks. Kansas City's in a slump right now, but they're a decent team. Mm-hmm. Minnesota's a pretty good team. The Guardians are that far ahead because they've been great, not because not because they're decent and the other teams suck. Mm-hmm. It's because their other teams are decent and they're excellent.
Well, I think what you said hit the hammer on the nail. It's the fact that it's not one way that they're winning. At first we were like, all right, we're worried about the pitching, but the hitting started off really good. But it was something that was foreign to us. The hitting always is okay, then it picks up, then it goes down. But they've been so consistent. And I remember last year when they put the lineup chart out and Naylor wasn't on it, and people on Twitter like, oh my God, they're just pitching. They don't care about this game. They punting on this game. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on, let's see. And then you get a guy like Gabriel Arias who goes out there and has 3 hits, 3 RBIs. And it's like, I see why, where Jason was like, I think he's the better athlete. And don't get me wrong, Rocchio has been balling. I mean, he made some plays defensively that I was like, that boy on his way. But you see why it's these 2 guys are still competing for that spot, because they have that potential to really be great in this lineup. And then you got guys like Tyler Freeman that's still out there balling. Jose is playing out of his mind right now. I see why he said the Barry Bonds thing. I ain't saying he's as good as Barry Bonds, but in his mind, he feels like he got something that he's aiming for, and he's backing it up every time he goes out there. And then for the pitching, Logan Allen is hit or miss. I thought he had some solid innings. Obviously, he gave up, some big hits, but he was able to get through a couple of innings that I thought, okay, some of his pitches was really good. He's got to pick that up, and the pitching is still the part to me that gets him, but they're doing just enough to win these games, to whereas last year they solely reside on pitching. The pitching got to be phenomenal for us to win. Now it's like, all right, the pitching ain't going to be that good. Don't worry about it. The offense, we're going to hit today. Right. Or vice versa. Yeah. And then I think that's what makes this team so special, because they can beat you in two different ways. And if they ever put it together where everybody's clicking on the same page in the playoffs, you can forget about it. It's over with. And I am on record last Friday saying that if they win the Baltimore series, then I legit think they are a World Series team. And I stand on that. You can't tell me that I'm wrong when I say that.
And they don't got Gavin Williams yet. He ain't even pitched no games yet.
Yeah.
No games.
And by the way, the example of what you guys are talking about of doing it different ways, they just did it the last two nights against Baltimore. And on Monday, they won a pitcher's duel. They won 3-2. Last night, when Allen struggled, they won 10-8. And by the way, Josh Naylor was not in the lineup last night. They gave him a day off. Stephen Kwan was only 1 for 5, which for him is a bad night.
He messing me up.
And if you look at Kwan, Fry, and Jimenez, 3 of their better players, right?
Jimenez didn't get a hit.
Nope. Those 3 combined to go 2 for 14. And they still scored 10 runs with those 3 guys going. The only guy of their top 5 hitters that had a good day, 3 of them didn't do anything. Naylor didn't play. Obviously, Jose had a good game. But the bottom of the lineup, Bo Naylor, who's getting hot all of a sudden.
He's over the Mendoza line, Bull. 202, baby.
Yeah, but
we have life.
He's batting close to 500 in the last 5 games.
No, I know, but I'm
showing
some
power.
He's over 200.
Yeah.
He was at 170 for most of the season.
I'm taking him for a dinger tonight.
I think he's going to have a big second half. So bottom 3 in the lineup, Naylor, Arias, and Rocchio, combined to go 7 for 11 with 5 runs scored, 5 RBIs, 3 extra base hits, and that's it. But when you're getting contributions...
That's it. If you get that from 7 to 9, you're going back.
No. I thought there was a stolen base there. I was going to add that. That's why I said that's it. But when you're getting contributions from the bottom of the lineup, which the Guardians for the last few years have not gotten any, and listen, they're not consistently getting from the bottom of the lineup, but the top of the lineup has been so good. And again, I'm going to keep saying it. They need another pitcher. They need one more bat. But they're close. They are a World Series contender. There's no doubt. But they shouldn't be satisfied with this.
No.
They need to keep pushing. Everybody, the ownership and the front office need to go all in, and they got to trade whoever they got to trade to get those 2 more pieces.
I would be shocked if they didn't address.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
If they go into this playoffs with this pitching rotation, I would be shocked. I would be shocked too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, you getting bailed out from the offense, but in the playoffs, it's so. Like one wrong pitch, and that's it. It could be 1-0 for the game, and that's it. All it took was one pitch. So you got to make sure that they are locked in. And like I say, Tanner is solidified to me. Gavin, we'll see. But the rest of the lineup,
it's a big question.
You don't know. You just don't know.
Lively's pitched well, and the way he's pitched, you say, okay, I could live with him as my 4th starter in the playoffs. But I don't trust McKenzie, Allen, or Carrasco in a playoff series.
No, they giving up.
And Bybee, great. I'll use Lively as my 4. I need 2 more guys. Hopefully one of them's Gavin Williams, and then I got to trade for the other.
Did the Orioles hit 4 home runs last night?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Santander hit 1.
I think they hit 4.
Henderson hit 1.
Did Westberg hit 1?
I think they did hit 4. Yeah,
I think we had 1 today 4. Usually if somebody hit 4 home runs, you can forget about it.
Yep.
I think we tripping a little bit. We ain't even talk about this. I think right now Jose Ramirez is on pace for his best season.
Certainly power-wise.
He had 39 home runs in 18.
Right.
What's his most he ever had?
36 in 2021. The most he's ever had is 39.
Right.
And that was in 2018.
He's on pace for about 45.
And you take a look,
72 ribbies. How many games has Jose Ramirez played?
Jose this season.
I mean, he's averaging about an RBI a game.
Yeah, he's 2nd in Major League Baseball behind Aaron Judge. This year he's played 74 games, has 72 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, he's averaging about an RBI a game. That's crazy.
The most he ever had is 126 in 2022.
Yeah, he's on pace. He's on pace for 160 right now.
That's
156 right now.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just giving you the exact
I hear you.
number.
Thank
That's
you.
the
Yes.
exact pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right now.
He on another level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if it were not for Aaron Judge, he'd be the MVP. I mean, he's probably second for MVP right now.
How many home runs Aaron Judge got on the season?
20.
He hit a grand slam last night, had 5 RBIs last night.
Although they were meaningless because they were losing big and they lost.
On the season, he has 29 home runs, 4 more than anyone else in baseball. He leads Major League Baseball in RBIs, 3 more than Jose. He also leads baseball in OPS, and he's hitting. His OPS is significantly higher than anyone else.
Listen.
I mean,
guys
And he's
suck.
hitting
What are you gonna do?
he's
But-
hitting 304. He's the best player in baseball.
Can you have empty home run stats?
No. that's not fair.
Yeah,
That's not fair. But
Like, there's no such thing as empty
Bad
stats
guy,
in
bad
baseball.
Aaron Judge is, and I'll give this to Aaron Judge too. I think he's the most likable Yankee of my lifetime because I hate the Yankees. But I don't hate Aaron Judge.
He's a cheater. Not because
Whoa.
he's not. Whoa. See,
Yeah.
Listen, I can't say cheating in baseball.
Yeah.
He's a clean cheater because he's like 6'6".
I mean, he's like Myles Garrett.
and his plate coverage is he can stand in the dugout and
Yeah.
still get to the
It's
outside
ridiculous.
pitch. He doesn't. He's not pressed by anything.
If you saw
very
him,
true.
if you didn't know who he was and you saw him walk out to the Browns facility and breathe, you'd be like, "Oh, we got a new defensive lineman, right?"
yeah,
You know,
right.
I mean, that's what he looks like.
And he's a good athlete.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
hey, he be moving.
He's
out
a freak,
there.
that guy. But
He actually dwarfs. If you just look at the measurable stats,
yeah,
we think of how big Myles Garrett is. He's listed on ESPN at 6'7", 290.
oh yeah, he's bigger than Myles Garrett.
He dwarfs Myles Garrett.
That is a left
That's
tackle.
what they say. That's a tackle.
Yeah, right.
What?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. How he ended up in baseball, I have no idea, but the guy's a stud. But the good news is the Guardians have a ton of studs. They're playing great. They're going to have at least 4 guys in the All-Star team. Naylor, Ramirez, Clase, and Quan are absolute locks. Fry's got a shot. I think
He done
Tanner
fell off a
Bivey's
little-
got a shot.
Yeah.
He got to pick it up, man.
Yeah, he's
He
been
fell off a
cold
little
lately,
bit.
so I don't think he's
Fell
going to
off a
get
little
there. But Bivey's got a chance. Ben Lively has a chance. He won't make it, but he's worthy of consideration, which I would have never thought in a million years could possibly happen. And a bunch of their setup guys have pitched at an all-star level, but setup guys don't go to the all-star game very often. It's very rare. So but they've got, as you said earlier, they've got 10 guys easy playing at an all-star level.
Yep.
There's not a lot of teams you could say that about. There's probably 2 or 3 others, maybe.
I'm slowly starting to feel like this. Are people turning the corner on the Guardians? Like, usually when the Guardians play well, it's like, yeah, but. Or, yeah, I like this
I feel
guy,
like there
but.
is less of that this year.
There's less of that. Like, I'm finally starting to see people just focus in on, like, specifically what the team is doing and how well they're playing. And it's like, to me, I've always wondered how much, if they do win a World Series, right? How much of the Dolans or cheap stuff will just go away? Because it will slightly have proved that they were correct in their assessment that, look, we can win it a certain way. Yeah. And there's teams out there like the Dodgers, for all their worth. Yeah. They're paying a lot of money. Ain't winning a championship.
Yep. The Mets haven't won anything.
And I think Stephen Vogt is very likable. I think the team is likable.
Yeah.
For once, like, maybe that kind of overshadows the owner.
I think it is right now. I don't think it's acceptable that the payroll is where it is. But I think if they spend money to make the team better here at the deadline,
they got to.
Then you'll feel better about it. It's less of a story than it's been. I think part of the reason that people are bringing that stuff up less than they have in years past, I think there's 2 reasons for it. Number one, in a lot of other seasons when the Guardians have been good, they got off to a slow start and then they were good. That seemed to be pretty routine during Francona's time. This has not been the case. They've been good from the jump. I mean, they've been good the entire season. There's been no real slump. You know, they've had like a 5-day stretch where maybe they lost 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, once or twice. But for the most part,
Man, they ain't really been on.
they haven't really had a long stretch where they haven't played well outside of a couple of days here and there and a couple of bad series. Number 2, and I think this is the big one compared to when they've been good, at least since the pandemic, is they're hitting with power.
That's it.
And 2 years ago, it was all singles, right? And so it's harder to buy into that.
Right.
But they're hitting for more power
Right,
now.
I agree.
I put up a stat yesterday. I don't know if you had that tweet that I put, Mike, but
I do not have it. I can get
the
it.
Guardians are, I think, 10th in homers, or they were last night.
Yes, sir.
By the way,
That's your best prediction of all time.
unlike
bro.
Jason,
That's your best of all time.
Jason, who is bitter about it, I love that Tyvus is excited.
Right.
Because he's feeling passionate about baseball, and I love that. And I'm happy that he's right. I want him to be right. But even better, Tyvus, you like this if you didn't see the tweet. Not only are they 10th or whatever, they might be 9th or 11th, I don't know. But look at this. They're only 5 home runs behind the team in 4th. That's it. Only the Orioles, Yankees, and Dodgers have hit significantly more home runs than the Guardians. That's it. 3 teams. Those teams are way ahead of the Guardians in home runs. But the Phillies are 4th, and they have only 5 more home runs than the Guardians.
And it makes you feel good that they could. To me, this series was important because they did it on the road against a team that is
playing great baseball.
That's good. They got power. They got a young, nice.
I mean, look at that lineup. I mean, they are loaded in that lineup.
They all look like they played for Cal State Northridge. Like I'm like,
we were
dang.
saying that yesterday. They all look the same.
Cal State Fullerton got the whole team out there with the locks going out the helmet. I say that's the new archetype McNuggets.
Yeah.
I know, and we talked about it yesterday. It literally looks like they're
Yeah, there's like 6 of them that look
MLB
exactly
the
the same. Yeah.
Copy and paste, and they're all different positions. Real quick, before we get to our next Guardians topic, today's Game 3, Baltimore and Cleveland. The pitching matchup certainly doesn't favor Cleveland.
No.
If
Grayson Rodriguez is a nice pitcher.
He's good, and Cookie Carrasco has been up and down all
Although he's
season.
had his best start of the year last time out, so hopefully.
If the Guardians can pull off a dub today, this particular pitching matchup, and obviously they can score 10 runs at any point, whatever. But if they can pull off this today, how impressive of a sweep would this be in the grand scheme of things to go into Baltimore with the 3 pitchers they had on the mound and come away with a sweep?
Extremely impressive. Now, they didn't have to face Corbin Burns in this series, but, so you didn't face their best pitcher, but still. Even if they do lose today, it's still impressive. To go on the road, as G just said, against, one of the best teams in baseball and take care of business like that, coming off a sweep at Toronto, coming off 2 out of 3 against a good Mariner team. And now, as G said before, you get a chance to put your foot on the throat of Kansas City. Then they play the awful White Sox, who they've actually not played great against for whatever reason. But hopefully they take care of business. San Francisco's not very good. You're playing a lot of bad teams after Baltimore, or mediocre or bad teams after that. So there's no reason they can't be 30 games or more over 500. The Guardians, I mean, think about this.
If they sweep them 3 series after this, it's done. I don't even want. It's done.
Well, think about this, Tyvus. They have 70, 81, 85 games left. They could play a game under 500 the rest of the way. Can you bring that back up, Mike? They could go for what? They got 85 left, so that's what? 42 and 43. If they go under 500, 1 game under the rest of the way, and I think we all think they're going to play better than that. They would still win 93 games, playing 1 game under 500. I think they're going to win 100 games this year, and I would have never guessed that before the season.
I was gonna go.
That's impressive.
I was gonna go higher than that. I'm like, bro,
You going higher than 100?
They might win 105 games.
I mean, the way they're playing, they might.
Yeah.
The way they're playing, they might win 105
Like he said, they
games.
playing bad against the White Sox. They
not
owe
gonna-
them a sweep.
Yeah,
But
they do.
I'm not gonna lie. When you say that, it sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
They win 100 games
Yeah.
like that.
That's nuts.
Even when they were hot at the beginning, I was like 92, 93. But 100, and you saying over 100?
They keep beating these teams.
I mean, they're on pace for over 100 right
They
now.
are. I mean, when you, yeah.